Welcome back for the final time to the Suncor Community Leisure Center at McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, Alberta. You are tuning in for the women's gold medal final of the New Holland Canadian U21 Championship. My name's Brian Chick, and I'll be with you for the next little while. We've got a great matchup here between Ontario's Julia Markle and Nova Scotia's Allie McNutt. Both advanced to the final today by winning their semis this morning. And we are underway, ready to go. Ontario with the hammer. And Grace McCusker throws that first one right to the top of the forefoot.
Got it. Got it.
And we could be in for a clean end right off the top. Sadie McCutcheon makes the hit, rolls out.
Top four.
Grace McCusker is going to put that draw right back in the top of the forefoot.
Same path. Same path. Drilling now. Top four. Yep, hard. Top four. Hard, guys. Yep, hard. Full 12. Hard, you got it. Good sweep. You got it, please.
Another draw made by Sadie McCutcheon. Grace McCusker is going to take on the hit again.
Hard to stay. Keep it going, Scotia. Yes, whoa.
Scotia Maltman trying to carve it over. Gets a good chunk of the hit and rolls a little bit wide.
10. You're awesome. Clean. Nine balls. Yep. Clean. Good. Let's go. Send. Yeah.
Allison Umla makes the hit, and here comes Scotia Maltman trying to return the favor.
That came out so much. 10. There you go, Allison. Right up to it. Clean. 9. Yep. Nice shot, just a center.
Another hit made by Allison Umla.
Okay, so just a hair more? Just a touch. Okay. I'll be a little firmer with my release.
And another hit made by Scotia Maltman.
10. Yeah. Got it. Okay, 10 here.
Now it's Maria Fitzgerald's turn, looking for a nose hit.
Yep, hard. Hard right to it. Yep. Hard, sweet, hard.
And gets a chunk and will stick around. Not necessarily the most exciting game so far, but we have seen a lot of this week. Just getting settled, playing that first end pretty clean to bank some time on the clock and to just get a little more comfortable out there.
10. Whoa. Scotia. Clean.
Evelyn Robert now looking for the nose hit and executes.
10.
Put that a little big.
25.
Okay.
Yep, hard. Hard, Grace. Yep. Right to it. Hard, you gotta go. Good, sweet.
Maria Fitzgerald just over curls and rolls out. That will give Evelyn a chance to find her draw weight.
Sorry, what was that?
Okay, just sliding tight.
Okay.
Yeah. I have good weight for both of them.
Sorry?
Good weight for both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And your release looks really good. Yeah, T. Top line. T.
Roll then.
Top T. Line's good. Line's good. Curling. T. Scotia's rock. Just here.
Yeah.
They come up like
Yeah, I feel like she practiced. It was pretty straight.
14 seconds. Yeah. 10.
A nice draw right to the tee line there. I think I heard 14-7 on the split, which is pretty consistent with what we've had all week. Our draw times have been right around that 15-second mark, or even a little bit faster than that, as in a slower time. 15.5 will get you there sometimes. And now it is Allie McNutt's turn. This Nova Scotia team undefeated all week. Perfect in the round robin and big win in their semifinal.
Clean. 10. Clean. Whoa.
Coming off. 10-5. Clean for the nose. Gonna roll in.
On the nose. And now Julia Marco will take on the hit. Preferably trying to stay there. The Ontario team playing out of London, Ontario. They were 6-2 in the round robin and actually claimed first place in the pool by nature of that last shot draw. The top three teams were all 6-2, all had a 1-1 record against each other. So the LSD came into play, and Ontario actually got a bye to the semifinal based on those pregame draws. So just another instance showing how critical that pregame draw to the button is. Hits and sticks, little roll to the inside. That'll change up the look a little bit for Allie McNutt.
Same weight?
with her final stone in the first. Allie McNutt playing out of the Halifax Curling Club, looking to hit and stick and make Julia Markle make one more shot. Nicely done, and now we will see a blank attempt from Markle.
Good for the blank.
Really good.
Solid
Very
9.
nice. I like 9.
Yeah, you were just a 9.5. So little bit.
You got it.
She gets the hit and the roll right to the boards. Blank in the first. Ontario will retain the hammer, and we'll be right back after this quick break.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
U21 Championships. We're in the women's final here at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre at McDonald Island Park. I am Tyler Spitzer, and I'm here with Brian Chick.
Pretty typical opening end from the ladies here. Just that run them up and down, everybody gets settled, a little get comfortable, and a blank goes on the board.
Top 4.
Here on it, Grace.
Nobody wanting to dig themselves a hole early in a game of this magnitude. Nova Scotia will full 8 around cover, but Ontario will be shot stone.
They've got the high center guard and that rock top 8. Ontario's not going to panic quite yet. They're just going to try to make a better one in behind there. This, of course, is our gold medal game. The bronze is available over on sheet E. That is also streaming. So if you want to check in on that one, they also blank the first end. That's between another Nova Scotia team skipped by Cassidy Blades and an Alberta team skipped by Grace Beaudry. So they're also 0-0 after 1.
Ontario will just slide to the back of the button, and Nova Scotia will try to come right down to it.
Pretty nicely done there by Sadie McCutcheon. Maybe just 6 inches deep, but otherwise pretty good.
Line's good. KT line. Running. T-line. Hard. Yep, line's good. Hard. Hard, Grace. Yep, hard, guys. Hard. Yep, hard, Grace. Hard. Gotta be here. Yep. Keep
Sweepers, nice job judging that one. And bring it right down to the button to sit on him.
Great sweep there. Locks it right on. And you see Ontario trying to just maybe release that.
No, they just put it up closer.
What? They just put it up closer. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the guard where it is right now is pretty high. There's lots of room to get around it.
Back four?
So Julia saying if we can release that rock off the button, make a little space, we're not too concerned about the guard at this point.
Sweepers all over this one to try to get by the top guard, which they will.
It's the next one that's going to be the issue. It's over curling, just doesn't have the weight.
Okay. It's not bad. 14-9. Do it. Like top four.
I don't mind going there again. Right, Holland's here? Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yep, same weight.
Nova Scotia second, Allison Umla.
A former winner of this event a couple years ago with Taylor Stevens.
Same path. Top four. Easy line. Easy line.
Top four.
Well then.
Weight's good.
Just top four.
Want to go a bit?
No, it's gotta curl.
Top eight.
Maria's rock.
Weight's really good.
Curling. Yep, Maria, hard. Just do it. Yep.
And again, Nova Scotia will judge that one nicely and bring it right down onto their own. Now they've got Ontario chasing them.
Two perfect stones there from Nova Scotia, capitalizing on the miss from Scotia Maltman. And now here's Scotia trying to peel that guard. She'll
make that high guard go away.
I think we're two.
McNutt trying to establish if they're line one or line two. She thinks two, so she'll look to protect it again.
Ontario in a bit of trouble here, especially if another guard goes up. However, I think you can get in kind of the side door with that yellow rather, that's poking out the right side as we were just looking.
Little tight.
Little soft.
Where?
Three.
Okay, line's good.
We're tight. Pretty tight.
It's running.
Whoa, what do you
This rock looks like it's a little bit heavy.
Right to the red.
Okay. Okay.
Right to the red you hear, which is not bad if you can keep the angles favorable. And I'd say that does the trick.
That won't hurt them. And again, Ontario forced to play some defense here.
Fully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I just hitting just high?
Yep.
I think you're trying to hit almost as much as you can. Just avoid that guard on the left. Maybe a little sliver to the right of nose. She creates some separation there. Better than it was, that's for sure. No longer frozen on the button. A little more room to wiggle another red in there.
She'll leave Nova Scotia line 3 for the moment.
Where am I trying to guard this? Because aren't they playing this double if I don't guard that double?
Right here.
Okay, just come center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight, Nova Scotia will look to protect what they have.
I like that they took a second there to really clarify what the ideal position for this stone is, because there's obviously a few ways in here. You can play the double on the one side or the draw on the other side, and if you kind of get caught in between about what you're actually trying to execute, you generally don't get a great result.
Line's good.
Same path, line's good.
Running.
Run away.
Hard three.
Pulls.
Hard three.
Allison.
Yep.
Hard, Allison.
Yep. Hard three. Yep.
Hard pass it, Allison.
Whoa, whoa. Yep, a little bit. Yep.
And Brian, you are a coach yourself, so telling these kids to actually know what you want to do in the hack versus just getting in there and doing it, fairly critical.
Yeah, having a specific plan A and then some options for plan B or C, but really kind of, if you're not committed to plan A or you aren't really clear on what plan A is, then a lot of things can go wrong just by kind of complacency. If you think kind of anywhere in this neighborhood's good, no, let's try to make a specific shot.
Absolutely. Oh, and Ontario drives it through that.
How do you do that? That is so unlucky. They should have had a piece of either of those, potentially both of them, and just to find that hole is...
There was enough room just to fit a rock through.
Probably can take there.
And that is exactly what they did.
That is really unfortunate, because that was sliver off of perfect.
Yeah, half an inch over, and she probably gets both of those
Like
yellows.
full 8. Lights tolerance though.
Okay.
Just touching the line. Yeah, but I'd rather it full 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to block.
Okay. Got it right to it. Got it.
Here, McNutt say she would like full 8.
Like a 15-5?
Yeah.
As Allison McNutt has Ontario in a bit of trouble here in the second. But Ontario does have hammer.
McNutt looking to twist the knife a little bit here. If she can put another one in there, Ontario is scrambling.
Yeah, hard! Yeah, hard!
Wait, Scott.
Allison,
Just fully. Biting the forefoot.
Okay, got it right now.
And they will get it full 4. And that will leave Ontario with a little bit of thinking to do here.
You can also try and open it for your last two if you want to.
Yeah, let's try that. Just open it up.
Whatever you think. I think you're
I'm
doing
just worried if they guard that, I have literally nothing.
So, Brian, are you going to take the in off here or try to peel those two yellow stones on the button?
I think you just heard Julia say it. If you can get those guards out, oh, maybe she's changed her mind, but I was thinking get the guards out of the way, then there's no way that Ally McNutt could guard everything. So if you were able to clear up the center line, you might have a nose double or triple to score even. If they guard that, then you've got the nose hit that they're calling now. However, if you make this, if you can get a good roll to the back of the button, you might be able to salvage the end here without too much damage.
At worst, give up 1, which at this point they'd probably take. Julia Marco with her first in the second end.
Looking for the roll underneath.
A wonderful shot there.
And that's really good, because I think she shot.
Yeah, that is very, very close, but I think it's red as well.
That is maybe a bit early to call it a game saver, but that is an end saver for sure.
That is a skip bailing her team out of trouble.
It's not over yet, because if Ally McNutt can hit yellow, you can undo any of the benefit of that shot.
You think a little more? Yeah.
Don't have to throw this one hard. Just your board weight. Hit what you can see. Looks fairly accessible from where we're sitting.
Yeah. Do you like this ice? Yep, I do, yeah. Okay.
Allie McNutt hasn't lost all week. One more win and she will be a Canadian champion. Allie McNutt with her last shot here in the second end. Looking to run her own yellow back.
Really hard.
That is just about perfect.
Really nicely done, well managed, through the right weight, and just the sweepers were basically escorting it all the way down. No panic and perfectly executed.
And now, Brian, she really only has a draw to limit the damage.
She might be able to get a side of the button, which would cut it down to 1.
Side of the,
but not the shot you want to be throwing at this stage of the game. But full 4 cuts, will probably cut Nova Scotia down to 1, maybe 2. And a piece of the button would definitely cut them down to 1, but you're conceding points already.
Julia Marco with her last shot in the second end, trying to do damage control. She made a great shot on her first, and she needs an even better shot here.
Doesn't have the weight, I don't think.
Light inside, and that is going to be a steal of 3 for Allie McNutt in Nova Scotia. And they will have a 3-0 lead. We'll be back right after this.
Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seat ahead.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championship Women's Final. Suncor Community Leisure Centre in McDonald Island Park, Fort McMurray. Nova Scotia, big steal of 3 in the second end to take a 3-0 lead. And Brian, that was an end where Nova Scotia had constant pressure on them, and they cracked them in the final couple shots.
Yeah, it was, I think Ontario was trying to do the right thing. They weren't panicking early on, and they were trying to get their own end set up, but just a couple of missed shots, couple of half shots, really unlucky result on one of Evelyn Roberts' runbacks to find a impossible hole, and on all of a sudden, yeah, 3 on the board. However, early on, still 8 ends to play. We have seen a lot of early leads disappear.
We have.
Including in our men's final earlier today. The Nova Scotia team in that one was up early, and Alberta just hung around and hung around and hung around and won it on the last rock of the 10th.
Yep. Bronze medal game, Saskatchewan was down 4. They clawed back into it as well, so certainly not out of it. Ontario gets a corner up on their first, so they'll come around it with their next one.
Great sweep here by the Ontario
Just
team.
enough, yeah.
Just enough, and covered about half of it. That guard, the red guard, is pretty high, and it's not the most useful stone just because it's so far out, but they they use some of it anyway.
Nova Scotia already with one top 4 half protected.
Running. Top 8. Just top 8. Top 8.
Trying to sink a second one around their center guard.
Yep, hard. Hard guys here. Yep. Yep, hard.
Now you see Ontario try to open it up a little bit and bring that biter into play by moving some yellows. A little bit off nose. You could potentially get all 3 yellows and roll to a corner.
Ontario will peel that high guard away.
I think they could have let that curl just a little bit more and had a run at the run back, but I guess that wasn't the plan.
11. Board. Yep.
Okay, Allison, we're there to it. Yep. Click you can. The board.
This one is tight to get by these guards. I think she's done it, though.
Just squeaks it by.
And this is going to get a nice roll to boot. Julia Marco is going to...
That one... Just debating if it did touch, and
it did. So
it did hit the wall, and they've discussed it and sorted it out.
Ontario will try to get rid of at least a couple of those yellow stones. Get rid of one, she'll move another one out of the 4 and open up the middle at least.
Again, just a little unlucky. A hair wider and you get 2 for sure, and potentially you get all 3 going. But just to tick that one on the way by and change up the angles, not good enough to get rid of 2.
Nova Scotia third, Maria Fitzgerald.
Nice though.
The winner of this game will move on to a world championship wearing the Canadian Maple Leaf. However, we're not quite sure where that's going to be yet. Normally in the year prior to an Olympic Games, they will use the Olympic venue as a test event. And apparently Italy has not committed to making that available yet. So the World Championship has not been declared. The location of the World Championship has not yet been declared. But when it does happen, Canada women will be there, and it'll be the winner of this game wearing the Maple Leaf.
Scotia looking to see if they can get a little inside roll behind cover here. It's going to roll a bit too far, but
as we've been saying all week, all day, those rolls are so hard to get perfect. That's this amount of curl.
This ice moves a lot. It moves a lot late. Indeed, hard to control the perfect roll. Ontario third, Evelyn Robert.
Looking for the roll, but if you over curl, you might be able to get the double. Over curled a little too much.
Jam the yellows, but gets rid of one.
Yeah. I think just there.
Yeah.
Leaves Allie McNutt with a chance to come around her own centerline guard.
Okay, top four. I think button's good, but go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, same speed.
Yeah, Allie. Yeah.
Allie, a 20-year-old student at Dalhousie University.
Line looks perfect on this one.
This is a very good shot there from Allie McNutt on her first.
See, Allie's a student at Dal. Every player on this sheet right now is a university student right now. And of the 8 players, we got 7 different universities represented. So quite a variety here. A lot of these players will compete at the U Sports or the territorial or provincial championships with their university or college. But Allie McNutt, for one, played at the U Sport Championship just a couple weeks ago in Fredericton, as did lead Grace McCusker.
We'll touch on this in just a second after this shot.
Yeah, let's make it.
Yeah, it's all 10 here.
Ontario skip, Julia Markle. First shot here in the third end. Down 3 and chasing Nova Scotia again.
Sailing a bit wide. They're going to get a piece, but they will roll out, and that's opens the green light for Allie McNutt just to pile another one in there.
You just want to be fully buried.
What I was going to say about these university students, a lot of games this week we've seen teams that have some high school students, some university students. This is the first one I've seen where all 8 are 19 or 20 years old, so certainly on the upper age range of this competition, and probably not a coincidence that teams with this much experience are the two that have survived this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of the teams that have competed in the U18 championships that are competing as the same foursome in this U21. So those teams will have quite a bit of experience by the time they reach 19 and 20, and they should be really dominant forces by the time they get to be that age. Just to wrap that up, Evelyn Robert, playing for Ontario, also played at the U Sports, and she's part of the McMaster University team.
Little tight.
Once again, Allie McNutt in the fourth end, looking to really put the pressure on Ontario again. She's already lying one in top four.
Sliding a little heavy and a little wide, so I'm going to let that one grind at the back, and it will stick around.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to leave that one to a position that Ontario could come down to it. Now they've just got a cold draw where they need a piece of the button just for a single.
So I think 15-5. Yeah, very excited. Alrighty. Okay. So I get another 15-5 here. Okay, we did like 15-2. We got 15-4 on hers. These are pretty much the whole way. Okay, so 15-5. I got it.
Julia Marco with her last shot here in the third end, looking to get a piece of the button for one. And they need to sweep this one hard for line. They're going to be tight to this Yellowstone, and I do not think they're going to get by it. So that'll be another steal for Nova Scotia. This time it's a single, and that'll put them up 4-0 after two ends. We'll be back after a short break.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Welcome back to the women's final at the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships in Fort McMurray, Alberta. I'm Tyler Spitzer. I'm here with Brian Chick. And Brian, back-to-back steals for Nova Scotia. First they take 3 in the second, then a single in the third, and it's a 4-0 lead. A lot of pressure in Ontario now.
Yeah, Allie McNutt's first draw was absolutely perfect. Right to the top of the button, fully buried. Julia Markle tried to chase with a hit and roll, and that was the difference. Like we keep saying, these hit and rolls are so difficult to execute perfectly, and getting a little wide, and that left the door open. It made it really hard to score.
In the bronze medal game, which is going on a couple sheets over between the other Nova Scotia team and Team Alberta. Alberta leads that one 2-0.
I think Alberta just stole a couple more, though. Waiting for the official to update the scoreboard.
Ontario really having to scrub this one to try to get by this high guard.
There's a quick look at our other sheet. That's the bronze medal game. And it was a steal of 1 in the third end for Alberta, so they lead 3-0.
Julia, she tight?
Just a little, yeah.
Nova Scotia has been well represented at these championships. The men, silver medalists from about an hour ago. And both women's teams here playing for gold and for bronze.
That's all good, We're just pretty close.
The Ontario team beat that other Nova Scotia team in the semifinal, and that was a fairly close game. It was dangerously close to being an all Nova Scotia final.
Close. Close, Grace.
This is the one.
Yep. Hard, Grace. Yep, hard. Right over, hard. Okay, line's good.
Nice shot, Allison.
Nice shot.
Another troublesome situation brewing here for Ontario already.
Very much so. Story of this game is just constant pressure on Ontario.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I mean, if
Just
you
feel.
There's still, Ontario just needs to remember there's still a lot of game left. There's still 7 ends to go. You just want to even score a point or two here and just change up the momentum a little bit.
I just think we've got it. We're down 4. We got to get something happening. What if we tried splitting that red? And you might get one behind and one over here, and then they might start having to hit. Like you probably need to throw back 12. Okay. Right? And you're hitting a quarter of the rack, and then you might roll a red over.
Julia Markle trying to get some advice from her coach, Jenny Madden.
Jody McCutcheon. Oh, sorry, Jenny Madden.
Okay.
Yes, Jenny Madden's the coach. Jody McCutcheon is the 5th, the alternate.
It's a waste of an interaction.
These teams are allowed 2 coach interactions in the first 5 ends, 2 in the last 5 ends.
Their time clocks continue to run, but the coach can intervene and we have a little chat. Doesn't really slow the game down too much.
And they're going to rub on this top yellow.
They might get a little lucky with the redirect here. Yeah.
We'll roll right back in, yeah.
So keeps the shooter. Moves the guard out of the way, so not all bad.
Emily McNutt is going to elect to get rid of it and not allow Ontario to have anything in the rings. Earlier in the week, Brian, you had talked about when one team is making the easy shots and you make the other team make the hard shots, you're in a good position, and that is exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, basically every end, Nova Scotia is not doing anything spectacular. They're just making the easy shots. They're getting the guards in place, they're making the draw, they're making the open hits. And if you do that regularly, you don't have to throw a lot of difficult shots. You know, when I think Sean mentioned earlier in the week, Sean Turef said he credited to Renee Sonnenberg. The more words you have to use to describe a shot, the harder it is. So if it's a open hit, that's pretty simple. But if it's a hit through the port and a roll, or a run back, double run back in off, you know, the longer the descriptor, the harder it is. And so far, Nova Scotia's been throwing a lot of shots with short titles.
They get through the port there, and they get that yellow out of the top 4.
But they did roll out, and Nova Scotia does sit 2 at the back of the house.
Holly McNutt here, if she wanted to be aggressive, she could go right back in.
Yeah, we can.
This isn't doing anything for her. We play this and then she draws.
Yeah.
Is there a draw?
Like this? There will be if we do that.
I think so. Yeah. Like, how did we get to the center?
Can we tap this?
I don't mind the tap. You guys like the tap?
Yeah. Okay.
I like tapping it, like on the nose.
Yeah, just like back 4, back 8 weight.
I like this call. It's what I would be doing, because you're not in any trouble right now. There's no immediate threat. You're sitting 2, but there's a lot of ways for Ontario to score. You know, just even the wide draw, touch at 8 foot is very makeable. So if you tap yours in and maybe close down that scoring area a little bit, this again make life hard for the opponent.
Not giving Ontario anything.
If you peeled one of those, then Ontario would have an easier draw in, and if made, then could generate a multiple score.
Hard, gotta go. Yep.
Trying to get this right on the nose, and she's close.
Yep, hard.
So they get to the nose, they tap it to the top 12.
But I can't use another interaction.
She would have liked a little bit more weight on that, try to punch it into the 8 foot or even a bite of 4, but
I think we can draw somewhere if they're not in the 8 foot.
You're like going behind theirs?
I think, or we could tap ours.
Ontario's going to try and come around this corner yellow.
Okay, you got it.
I feel like that's a lot easier to get there playing the wider turn, the outside in.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
However, it's possible, but it's the harder of the 2 options.
Again, Ontario's really having to lean on this one to try to get by this guard. And this time they do.
Really nicely done there. But maybe out the other side. Yeah.
That was that late finish. You get barely by the guard and you end up curling so much that you peek out the open side.
Yeah, I think same weight with the other turn. If you do over curl, then you're still over buried as opposed to poking out open. Flirting with that guard a little bit.
And she's going to wreck. So for the first time here in this game, we see Ontario have a chance to put some pressure on Nova Scotia now.
Yeah, finally a break. Nova Scotia hadn't really let up for the last 3 ends, basically. And now that there's a slight miscue, Ontario looking to take advantage.
Okay, let's take it really good, guys.
Ontario third, Evelyn Robert with her final shot. her final shot, not the final shot at the end.
On the guard too, I think. Just have to take so much ice to get around that wide guard. It's almost hard to believe or hard to convince yourself that how far wide you need to go. But
I don't think so. If it does, we'll just make sure it goes over the top.
the curl from the as it starts to slow, it just goes sideways. And if she had gotten by that guard, it would have been on the button.
One of the coaches earlier this week told me, he said, you just have to trust it. You just really have to trust that it's going to curl, even though it looks like you're way out there. And you think that isn't always easy to do.
Just watch the jam, but if you take it out, okay, just make sure the red one goes. Okay.
Especially with draw weight, you know it's going to curl 4 or 5 feet, so you have to try to miss the guards by a good.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to skinny by them. You want to be by them by a good foot, because that last bit of travel is not going straight down the ice anymore. It's going basically sideways.
Allie McNutt trying to hit and roll behind cover. She's going to roll all the way across the sheet and come to a stop in the 12.
Jams the red, but no harm done because she's still sitting 3.
Yeah.
But you'll see Julia Markle play that wide draw again, and if made, could set herself up for a chance at 2.
Just the draw. Okay. What was Ev's time again? Whatever, 14. I mean, 8, I think? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Just watch the run, because it will just kind of go. Yeah. Just a little more.
If they're going to score 2, Julia Markle's going to have to do it on her own here with both of her shots. And this one looks a little bit heavy.
Well past the guard though, and now you're going to get the right action for the finish.
Well, stop back 4.
So even by getting by the guard by a good 6 inches, it still would have come out the other side if those other guards weren't there. It shows you how much ice you do need to take.
That one is probably 3/4 of a rock over, full buried. But it still actually leaves a path for Allie McNutt to come down and sit on it.
Yeah, unfortunately just a 1.5 foot heavy.
Yeah, mine might run a bit longer. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What the heck?
Nova Scotia with their final stone of the 4th end.
Line's good. Lots of room. Lots of room. It's really right. It's going to curl here. Stay close. Focus up. Line's good.
Maybe a little bit hot.
And there's the opportunity that Ontario needed, as they will have a, maybe not a wide open hit, but see about 3/4 of it, and it'll be a hit for 2.
Just the difference of that few extra feet of weight. Hung a little bit wider, didn't quite grab the curl, and now Ontario has a chance to just lock one on, follow that down. A shot she just threw, so I'm going to like her chances.
You got it.
Julia Markle, last shot here in the 4th end. Looking for just a quiet little tap for 2.
Line's perfect. I think they can use the backing here, so she should be okay.
Indeed she will. Doesn't need the backing. They get 2. Cut the lead to 4-2 after 4 ends. We will be back after a short break.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
The sports landscape continues to change, and teams and facilities are under more pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. They need the right team to deliver their product. Look no further than IKS Live. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience across all platforms.
Welcome back to the women's final of the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. I'm Tyler Spitzer. I'm here with Brian Chick. And Brian, for the first time in this game, we finally see Ontario get something going there in the 4th end to cut the lead down to 2.
Yeah, even that end, it looked like Nova Scotia was kind of in control and really dictating the play, but 2 nice draws from Julia Markle, one to the back of the button and one to the side of the button. And a slight miscue on Ali McNutt's last one. That puts 2 on the board for Ontario, and they got to be relieved that they kind of stopped the bleeding and turn things around a little bit. Get rid of that pesky hammer.
Yeah, it hadn't done much for them as they had given up a couple steals. Sadie McCutcheon, she will get her stone around.
Great sweep there from Robert and Maltman. That they were on that almost the whole way down and just snuck it by. Over in our bronze medal game, Nova Scotia's put 2 on the board, but they still trail 3-2, playing the 5th. That's Nova Scotia 2, skipped by Cassidy Blades.
It needs to curl. It needs to curl.
Just right to it.
Okay.
Great job, Grace.
Nice, Grace.
Not a bad result there from Nova Scotia. Ontario's going to try to come around them. This is Ontario's second. Scotia Maltman.
Her university of choice is Wilfrid Laurier in Waterloo.
Sweeping this one hard, but they are going to be all over that yellow one.
I think the audible on that one is get your sweepers off a little bit early.
Do that off, so right to it. Yeah.
Pretty I think it was pretty obvious that they weren't going to get by the guard, so if they can ease off and maybe get more of a freeze as opposed to that little chap off, might have been a better result, but hindsight being 2020.
Clean. Nice throw.
Scotia, get rid of that center line guard.
Yeah.
Ontario just going to put it back.
And this guard is going to sit on the yellow.
Don't know if that does anything.
I think just nose.
I don't mind that.
10.
It's just, what does she do?
Is she guarding after that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guard a little tighter than they would have liked it, but it kind of does the trick.
Maria Fitzgerald.
Okay. Just so tight.
Yeah, I like it on this side though, like on my side of the center.
And that's going to
Yeah, I like that.
I like 2. Okay.
Ontario choosing to guard what they have going on.
Just want to be careful that you don't get so obsessed with that one that you leave too much danger lying around. It's if there's ever a short run or they pick that red somehow, I think yellow right now is second and third.
2. Woo! 2, 3. Think it's heavy, guys. 3. No, 3.
Ontario third, Evelyn Robert.
3, 4, 3. No. It's a 3.
Student at McMaster.
2, 3. 3. Sadie.
Yeah, here's the double if it's there.
Do you like this?
Is there a double PO on those
I
guys?
think she guards again.
Or no? I don't think
like,
we can play that now where she just guards.
Okay, just the top one then?
Yeah. Can we catch that back one?
Okay.
Nova Scotia asking if there was a double peel available. But they're going to elect just to peel the top one.
Clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
Hard.
Good throw.
Watch that. Touch it.
Just about caught the red on the way by. They end up doing what was asked, which was peeling the top guard.
Just a little bit. You got it.
Yeah, catching a good chunk of that second red would have been nice, but just nudging it would have been actually kind of bad for them. So it's almost lucky that they missed.
Ontario's going to throw that guard right back up.
I have to apologize to Evelyn here. We've been saying her name wrong the whole time. I've just received word that it's a Robert, not a Robert. So unfortunately, we don't get the full media guide with pronunciations, and I'm sure it's not the only name I've screwed up this week. So thanks to everybody for bearing with me and being patient with our efforts. Nice shot there. Guards placed pretty well.
What do you guys like?
I don't even know now. I asked you.
Well, we're going to have coaches interaction, and we're going to hear from Teresa Breen.
If he knows it, it just sets up the run so well. But if they guard it, then I guess we can keep peeling.
Yeah, so your options either nose.
Yeah.
or peel, and just I was thinking to slash into this, but I think
it's
the red comes back on the yellow. Eh?
Yeah.
But I think we'd be shot though. And Maria's the one to play it with her peel wave. What do you think?
I don't like yours.
Just that she's going to guard it.
Okay, so come across the top.
No, peel the one in the top, in the 12 foot onto the yellow. Onto the yellow. Yeah. Shoots the red. Okay. Do you like that?
Yeah.
I think that's a shot.
Yeah. Like a quarter peel?
Yeah.
Brian, you're a coach. You like this advice?
I love it if you make it. They're trying to play red onto yellow onto red. Hit a quarter or so of that red rock closest to the broom. Just like that.
Well played, well executed. And that will leave Nova Scotia lying 2.
Was this the same one I used for my draw?
I guess Coach Teresa Breen knew what she was talking about. You would assume nothing less from a 4-time Scotties participant from Nova Scotia, and also I think a 2-time silver medal winner. Definitely knows her stuff.
See throughout the week these players leaning on their coaches. That is the whole purpose of these coach interactions, is to use the experience and knowledge that they have to help these kids sort through some difficult situations, think through, so they will be better as they move on to the higher ranks.
And it's the immediate feedback they like. They'd rather coach in the moment and kind of talk about the situation as it happens, as opposed to wait till after the game and debrief.
Big scrub here from Ontario to try to get around this yellow that's sitting in the top 8, but they're not going to do it. They're going to end up tapping the yellow further.
It's hard to say who's second shot right now. The yellow at the top of the house is clearly number 1, but 2 and 3 are iffy.
Okay, top 4.
And once again, Nova Scotia is going to have an opportunity here to really put some pressure on Julia Markle with her final shot.
This is Matt's ice. Yep, it'll come over. Yeah. Got it right out.
I heard them talking. This is max ice, and yes, it will come over. So they're really starting to believe you can take that little bit extra, and having a little extra ice is no problem on this surface.
Trust the curl.
Mine's good. Top 8. Mine's good. Mine's really good. Top 8. Wait, don't lean. Mine's great. Top 8. Oh, yeah, line. Line's perfect. Line's perfect. Yeah, hard line. Hard. Just have hard. Yeah, hard.
This one is by. It's just light.
So, I think that's probably our best bet for if we want to steal. Go for T, Julia, do you think? Just to make sure it's you want to see?
Trying to sink one right on the button, maybe in the back 4 foot, looking for that T-line weight, but it has to be totally buried or else Allie McNutt is just going to follow her right down, and depending on what she can see, either take her one or perhaps pick it out. We'll see what the end result is here.
Julia Markle, her last stone. Needing to get this one to the tee, needing to get it buried. A big scrub here to get by. They're gonna rub off again.
Just that little rub leaves it in the open, and this could be a shot for 2 for sure, maybe for 3.
Okay, you on, Alex. Let's go.
The difference between great and that is
Okay, here more.
less than an inch, but she was on the wrong side of it there. And as a result, she's going to leave a relatively open shot here for Allie McNutt to, as you say, get 2 for sure and probably measure for a 3rd.
There's always something right there. Got it.
That one just barely got past the guard, but she makes it. We know that she scored 2. What we don't know is if she's going to get a 3rd or not.
Looks like they agree that it's just 2.
Yeah. Good.
So 2 it is, but that's enough to take a 6-2 lead after 5 ends. We will be back after a brief break.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Nutrien Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seed ahead.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Welcome back to the women's final at the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre in McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray. Brian, 6-2 Nova Scotia after 5 ends. What is Ontario going to do here if they want to get back in this game?
Well, I don't think they should be throwing a hit pretty much ever. They'll be throwing a lot of guards, a lot of taps, a lot of freezes, keeping as many rocks in play as possible. They're getting to the point where they have to take on a little extra risk and hope that you can make that big shot and put a big number on the board. There's still 5 ends to go, but it just seems the momentum has all been Nova Scotia so far.
Completely agree. They have had pressure on Ontario in pretty much every end. As a result, they have a 4-point lead playing the 6th end.
2.5. 2. Lions good. Keep the drop pass.
Well, before we get to the exciting stuff, the exciting finish, I just want to say absolutely wonderful things about the host committee here. You're a big part of that, I know, Tyler, but the hosts, the volunteers, everybody who's been in part of this event has been fantastic. It's been one of the best ones we've had in recent memory. So pat yourself on the back for a job well done. And I imagine that this will not be the last time we bring a Curling Canada event to Fort McMurray.
I hope not. We've loved every second of it. It's the second one we've hosted, and as you say, we would love to host another one. It has been a fun 8-9 days talking with all the families and the kids and the players. We've had a number of them in the broadcast booth with us, and I think even for the teams that aren't playing right now, they will have memories that will last a lifetime.
While we're thanking people, also got a big shout out to the guys at IKS Live who are producing this broadcast for us. They've been on the road along with a bunch of the Curling Canada staff for about the last 3 weeks. We had 85 games on our schedule over the last 3 weeks, and it has been, I know, a grind for all of us, but they've been right there with us. So big shout out to IKS Live.
You guys are the pros. Doing a great job everywhere you go, bringing curling to fans across Canada. Allowing me to be a part of it has been a lot of fun.
Like you said, we've had a lot of the athletes in the booth over the course of the week. Probably about a dozen of them have popped by for their chance on the mic, but it seems like you're having more fun than they were.
I am. Broadcasting is a lot of fun, calling these games. These kids that are competing so hard to wear the maple leaf, and it is a fun event to be part of.
Well, we've got some rocks in play. Ontario's going to like that.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I haven't liked
Toppy!
Okay. Barely anything. I like this because they're probably just going to peel next. Okay, got it.
The one thing about that 5 rock free guard zone is it does make that defense so much more difficult, where you have to do something with 3 rocks before you can hit anything. So you end up kind of playing into the hands of your opponent a little bit.
Gone are the days when you can just peel everything in sight.
Back 4. 2. Roll. Sadie. 2. Roll. As. Yep. Big roll. Okay.
Just caught in between there with the weight and the line. A little too much weight to get the freeze and not enough weight to bounce it wide. So that should be a pretty makeable hit for Alison Umla.
He is going to curl just enough to poke that one out.
Gets the hit, gets the roll under, and you'll see Ontario trying to make a play on those. They are going to throw a hit, which
Do we ever just split the center? Or no?
in this case is probably necessary, because otherwise that pile is going to get a little too yellow.
You got it.
I say you don't want to throw a hit. You'd like to leave those around in the back of the house to freeze to or use as catchers on takeouts, but when you're trying to get something off the side of the button with a chip shot, you got to throw it a little bit harder.
And she doubles two of them out, loses her shooter though.
In our bronze medal game, Nova Scotia steals, so they are 3-3. Tied playing the sixth end.
I think straight
like to center.
Either way.
Okay.
That Nova Scotia 2 team in the bronze medal game, I've watched them a few times this week where they have come from behind. That is a team that just doesn't quit, doesn't go away, claws and scratches their way back, and they're doing it again.
The Nova Scotia 2 team is also young. They're one of those teams that played in the U18s. At least most of them have. I think they're all 16, 17. One of them might be 18, but whereas a lot of the teams that are playing in the, like most of these girls playing in the gold medal game, they're all 19 and 20. To have a 16, 17, 18-year-old team in this mix at this stage is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Just play a draw around.
Saw it with Team Saskatchewan too on the men's side. They were a young team that played for bronze earlier today, lost in an extra end to Manitoba, but another team that's going to be around for years to come.
Should you be a little bit deeper? Like just where you're lining it up. So
the reigning U18 women's champs from Manitoba, they made the playoffs. They
so you want to be just like
bowed out yesterday in the quarterfinals, but
I'll give you here, Ev.
still a strong showing.
Okay.
Yeah, just found my notes here. Cassidy Blade, 16. Stephanie Atherton, 16. Anna McNutt, 17. And one 18-year-old on that team. And they are hanging in with the 19 and 20-year-olds.
You mentioned the name Anna McNutt there. There's a Allie McNutt in this game. They are sisters. Playing on different teams, though. We see a few siblings this week playing on the same team. I think this is the only time I've seen siblings playing on different teams.
They could come home with 2 medals of different colors. How cool would that be for the family? This is Evelyn Robert. We're going to get it right from now on.
Should be first now. Yeah.
Again, a little good news, bad news there. They ticked the guard roll open and caught in between again on the weight. You couldn't get around it with that line, but it was too much weight to freeze on it.
So Maria Fitzgerald will just make a play on that open red, make it go away. They do not need any unnecessary red sticking around in the house.
They get the hit and a bit of a roll, but not. Both of those are pretty accessible.
You won't get shot! I think so. What? I like it. Is it easier to get the other side? You won't get shot!
close.
Okay. You got it.
13?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's make it.
Just out. Just
And this one is going to need to curl if they're going to get the result that they're looking for.
They're walking it over. Look at a chunk. Didn't get the roll they were hoping for, but they did stick around.
Yeah, just like to here.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, you got Alex, right here.
Okay, just 10.
Okay.
Like roll to almost the same spot.
Okay. Yeah. Right to it.
And with her first stone here, Allie McNutt will once again just make a red stone go away. She will hit and stay there.
Needed the roll there because now Ontario can get the hit and roll under and sit 2.
Yeah. Yep, that is what Julia Marco is going to try to do here. Generated do, she's going to have to get this one behind cover.
Okay, thanks for like board at this.
Doing 11. Okay, I like it. Hit and roll.
Yeah. Onto underneath the bar there?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
It's 11. 11. No. 10-5. No. I'm definitely out. 10-5.
Julia Marco needs this one to curl a bit to get the inside roll. I don't think she's going to get it. She will hit and sit in the open.
Didn't get the roll, but it's not the end of the world. She's still sitting 2. There is no double there.
It's a force, right?
Yeah, like even like a big roll.
Ideally, you're like just under the yellow on this side.
Yeah.
Or even under the red on the side, right?
Okay. This is where it finishes. So
Yeah. Okay.
probably there.
Yep.
And then just watch the finish.
Allie McNutt electing to make a hit on the
10.
shot stone and try to see if she can get a
Big roll's better than a little.
roll behind cover.
Yeah, this is one of those tricky ones where you heard her just say a big roll is better than a little one. But the big roll, if you miss it by an inch, you're rolling out.
Close on this one.
This is absolutely a precision shot, even though it may not seem like it. You're aiming for a very specific spot on that stone.
Might be a little more. Just as clean. Whoa. Curl. Hard grease.
This one is going to get a roll, but not enough.
Mission accomplished for Ontario. They got a shot for 2. Just want to make it now. Keep this game within reach.
Just nose.
Okay, throwing 10 here?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
I think
Last time was 11 there.
the difference there, I mean, Nova Scotia didn't really miss. It was just a, one half shot where you don't get the roll here and another lack of roll there, and that's your 2.
Julia Marco and Ontario with their last stone in the 6th end. Looking to make the open hit for 2. she will do just that. We'll put 2 red on the board, and that'll make it 6-4 Nova Scotia as we head to the 7th. First, we will take a quick break.
Ag Solutions. Everything you need to win the season and go full seat ahead.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championships. We're in the women's final here. Ontario and Nova Scotia, and after 6 ends, Nova Scotia leads 6-4 after Ontario picked up 2 in the 6th. And Brian, they'll now look to try to get a steal, or at the very least force on Nova Scotia to 1 so they can get Hammer back.
Yeah, it was a really nice, patient end from Ontario. They didn't panic, and they didn't... but they made 8 shots. I think that was the difference. Not a lot of half shots, not a lot of no rollouts or anything like that. They got a good benefit out of every rock they threw. And like I said, I don't think Nova Scotia did much wrong either, but they just had a couple of the wrong half shots, and all of a sudden 2 goes on the board.
Okay, Sadie. 14. Like top 4, top 8?
Yeah, you got it, Grace. Straight to it.
Nova Scotia with Hammer here in the 7th.
Little tighter. Mine's good. Mine's good.
Just trying to come down to their yellow that's biting the button.
Top 4. Come here.
Howard, you can go there.
Straight.
Hard off.
Okay, line's good, line's good. Maria, hard. Maria, hard. Yep. Good.
Okay.
Sit on that back red.
If you're Ontario, you don't mind that much. Like I said, we keep saying get those rocks behind the tee line, try to use them, try to freeze on them. If you can lock one on this top button or maybe tap it back a little bit, you give yourself a chance to steal.
That's good. Nice through.
It's a really good one.
Nally McNutt, Nova Scotia, not going to play around here. They're going to try to get rid of that guard.
Yep, hard. Really hard. Yep. Hard roll, Grace.
Hard, Grace.
Hard, Grace, hard.
They get that guard off the center line at least, but Ontario is going to put it right back up.
right, Scotia, you got it.
Okay.
Nicely done there from Ontario.
It's in a pretty good spot. You'll see Alec McNutt just go ask to rip it out of there again.
She will get rid of that guard, and she'll spill into her other guard and roll into the house.
I don't know if that's good or not. They cluttered up the middle a little bit more by accident, but the other team is still shot for Ontario, so.
Like a 2?
Sure. Yeah. I just don't know what that gets us more than the guard gets us.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a lot more pristine.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice 2 here.
Yeah, you got it.
At some point, you may see Ontario make a play on that top 4-foot red, but they're going to throw another guard or 2 before we get there.
Yeah, it's in a good position right now. Ontario puts it back where it was.
Okay.
And again, Nova Scotia will peel it away.
Yeah, hard. Clean. Okay.
See another guard go up, and I think after that you might have to make your move.
I would think that would be the opportune time, yeah.
You didn't peel again? Okay.
Once again, Allie McNutt is electing to peel that Ontario guard. They briefly thought about maybe making a play in the house, but they elect to peel it one more time. Well done there, and as you say, Brian, now Ontario has a decision. Are they going to make a play?
And if you make a play, which play do you make?
But that's not.
Because you can only see maybe half of that red.
Do you ever do something now, or do you just leave it in for the guard? Like,
And they're not quite lined up perfectly. And you only probably want to throw back 8 weight, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit tricky here.
like we would try that softish, but
I think soft. Like even if we just.
I think if we do that one first, we're gonna have 2 tries to fit into the 3.
I think you do it on the last.
We could try one more.
Okay.
Or
I don't think she peels though.
Or we can try getting a good one here too.
I think so.
I'm just thinking of options.
They grow here or there. I don't think we cried one more time.
Just if we end up here, they're just gonna blast it.
Yeah.
Brian, you want to save your
What do you guys like?
coach interaction, or you take one of them right now?
I think
Just try and get here.
I would take this one now because it is kind of a critical point.
Okay, so
We still have one more for the rest of the game, but
I agree. This is a critical juncture, yes.
but sometimes the team can talk it out themselves.
They have 2 chances to get rid of those 3. Yeah. And there's not going to be anything behind it anymore.
I think your guard, she's going to want peel.
Yeah, and then we could try it.
And then we try
one
it.
try.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you like that? Or... Okay. Just a 2, Julia?
Oh, they're throwing the guard after all. I figured it was time to make a play, but I think I like making the play now because even if you don't get it quite right, there's too much in play that you're always going to have an option to do something on your next one. But if you throw the guard and say she doesn't peel, then that kind of really you're taking away a lot of your options.
I probably would have elected to make a play on this as well, but Julia Marco is going to throw up a guard.
So 3. 16-5. No, that's not how it's 15-6.
So yeah, they're not going to run up and peel that guard.
Just behind.
Just behind. I mean, if you're here, then she's going to try to come to us.
Yeah.
If you're here on way, then we can wrap it a bit around the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where it finishes hard, right?
Over a little bit more, splitting the center line. Nova Scotia is going to now make a play into the
Okay, T-line.
button area.
I think a 15-5. I think so. Or like a low 15. Yeah, I think. This is
15-5 has been right around the time all week that you've needed to put a draw on the button. Nova Scotia is going to have to lead on this one to get by their top yellow.
By that one, just rub the red on the way by, but I think that's left in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that is a good end result.
I think that's our only thing, because anything over here is not going to do anything for us.
Or we could play this cap and
We're still leaving her the whole 4.
So Nova Scotia line 2. That one about half buried. Maybe a third.
Julia Markle just trying to pick this one out, hit what you can see. I don't think you ever get a piece of that yellow beside it. You don't really need a piece of the back yellow either, so just get rid of this one.
There's a jam potential here at the back, though, if she were to be a little bit wide. You hear them yelling to sweep, and
did it go far enough?
There was that jam I spoke about. I don't think it did go far enough.
Just needed to hit that a hair thinner, and wow, you couldn't get much closer to that guard.
Yeah, I think it's 2 yellow.
Pretty sure 2. Okay.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 line.
Take it. You got it. Right to it. You got it.
Interesting that she's throwing the what looks like the harder turn, but she just threw it and the weight was bang on, so opting to go with what she knows. And also, if you may be 2 yellow now, but if you ever move that other one, you might not be 2 yellow anymore.
Hallie McNutt with her last shot here in the 7th end. She needs full 4 to score 3.
It's gonna finish.
Already has 2 in the bag.
Right on the T line, guys.
And that one is just going to slide too far, so it's going to be 1 for sure.
1 for sure.
Yeah.
And they are going to measure for the second one.
Yeah, that last draw was just overswept. They had the line and they had the weight, and the brooms were down just a little bit too long, maybe a little abundance of precaution. Could have gotten off that one a little bit sooner and let it grab.
Yes. Yeah. It curls so early on that side. That one I had a better release, but
My eyes saw yellow here as a second, but as I get older, my eyes aren't as good, so we will see.
Well, I agreed with you. That comes almost all the way up to the 5. And
yeah.
Oh, there we go. We're
there
wrong.
We go. Eyes are not as good, so it is only 1 yellow. Nova Scotia 7, Ontario 4. We will be back for the 8th end in just a moment.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Hey, Canada, come on into Montana's, where weekdays have turned into deal days. Why not check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championship Women's Finals here in Fort McMurray, Alberta. And in that 7th end, Nova Scotia took 1. I thought when they measured for 2, I really thought that yellow would be 2, but I was wrong. So I will book an optometrist appointment to have my eyesight evaluated. But that is good for Ontario, as they now trail 7-4, but they will have hammer here in the 8th.
Yeah, Ontario is certainly not out of this one yet. They could put two or three on the board right here, and then we'll really have a game.
So Ontario gets their corner guard up. And now Sadie McCutcheon will look to utilize it. Comes around there.
Well placed right there. Got the guard a little closer to the center line than we've seen. A lot of those guards tend to drift a little bit wide to cover kind of the middle of the 12-foot. This is more edge of 8 to the inside of the 8-foot, and the draw is in a really nice spot.
Line's good. Close line. Back forward. Okay, well then.
Can't right now.
Okay. It's running.
It's trying.
It's curling
we can't
now.
in this line. Back 8.
Line's fine. Just back forward. Line's fine. But it's it.
This one running a little bit hot. Ontario trying to hit that top yellow and roll over.
That's pretty good. I like that call a lot. Just like these control weights peel almost, where you save your shooter and cover one of your potential scoring points. So nicely done there.
Scotia going to try and get rid of that one now.
Yep. Whoa.
Oh, and they drive the red into the red, and now it rolls over. Buried back 4.
That unfortunate miss. You thought it was so close to a really good shot, but that jam and roll is trouble.
That rolled right onto that yellow. It is going nowhere.
Yeah, right on the nose, behind 2 guards. It's become...
Check out our half-price wings every Monday, $5 tacos on Tuesdays, all-you-can-eat ribs Wednesdays, and drink deals every day, only at Montana's.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Championship Women's Finals here in Fort McMurray, Alberta. And in that 7th end, Nova Scotia took 1. I thought when they measured for 2, I really thought that yellow would be 2, but I was wrong. So I will book an optometrist appointment to have my eyesight evaluated. But that is good for Ontario, as they now trail 7-4, but they will have hammer here in the 8th.
Yeah, Ontario is certainly not out of this one yet. They could put two or three on the board right here, and then we'll really have a game.
So Ontario gets their corner guard up. And now Sadie McCutcheon will look to utilize it. Comes around there.
Well placed right there. Got the guard a little closer to the center line than we've seen. A lot of those guards tend to drift a little bit wide to cover kind of the middle of the 12-foot. This is more edge of 8 to the inside of the 8-foot, and the draw is in a really nice spot.
Line's good. Close line. Back 4. Okay, well then.
Can't right now.
Okay. It's running.
It's trying.
It's curling
We
now.
can't in this line. Back 8.
Line's fine. Just back 4. Line's fine. Let it sit.
This one running a little bit hot.
Okay, go. A 9? Yeah. You got it, Coach.
Ontario trying to hit that top yellow and roll over.
That's pretty good. I like that call a lot. Just like these control weights peel almost, where you save your shooter and cover one of your potential scoring points. So nicely done there.
Scotia going to try and get rid of that one now.
Yep. Whoa.
Oh, and they drive the red into the red, and now it rolls over. Buried back 4.
That unfortunate miss. You thought it was so close to a really good shot, but that jam and roll is trouble.
They'll just freeze.
That rolled right onto that yellow. It is going nowhere.
You know, right on the nose, behind 2 guards. It's become.
He's always doing this. Unless we try and get it on the way by.
We were wondering about this, but that does not look good from down here.
No. Like it's really not great.
Yeah, I don't mind that one because it looks like it's going to be
Even if you're whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I think 10.
To the 12-foot or the 8-foot?
Yep. Just go here.
Like I can see it.
10.
Okay. Same, a little more weight, I guess.
Quick consultation with 3rd Evelyn Robert.
Just 10. There you go. Yeah. Same weight.
On it right out of her hand, trying to hold the line. Sneaks it by. Hit a little bit too much of it, but release that red off the backing is the important part there. Not something they wanted to do.
No. No, that red is now accessible. So Nova Scotia, a chance here to get rid of both of these reds in the house. Very well done. They do that. Leaving no reds in the round and 2 of their own. Still a tight guard that Ontario can utilize and try to come around it.
I think we're top 8. Top 8. Top 4. I think it's
Line's good. Line's good.
Back 4. No, back 8. No,
Starting to curl now.
Back 8.
Starting to curl. Okay.
Here. Oh, just let it stop. Let it stop.
And that one will stop in front of the tee line. It kind of pokes its head out the other side, but
nicely done there by Evelyn. Not a lot of hesitation here from Nova Scotia, just trying to play the 6-foot run back. Needs to curl up just a bit, and it
will do it. Somewhat frustrating for Ontario as Nova Scotia continues to make big shots when they need to.
Yeah, the Ontario team is putting most of their rocks in good spaces, but Nova Scotia is just not missing very much.
Hasn't been a bad end by Ontario at all yet. Nova Scotia has 2 counting at the moment.
That one slight over curl on the takeout really turned this end around. The line looks pretty good on this one again.
Once again, Nova Scotia is going to try to run theirs straight back. This time, Allie McNutt will get a shot at it.
Just nose. Got it. 9. Yeah.
Over in our bronze medal game, Alberta stole, so they lead 5-3, playing the 8th end.
Yeah, just nose.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
If our game wraps up before that one, we'll bring you the finale.
Allie McNutt with her first stone in the 8th, looking to run her yellow right back. And she's going to do so.
And sticks it.
Nova Scotia team they have been this good all week. Have not lost yet. Thanks to shots like that.
Have to put it on tee line. Okay. I like it. I give it like high 14. Yeah.
Should be really nice too.
Do you like taking your hair more ice?
Sure. I think we can carve it if we need to.
Okay.
That's all.
Have to be tee line.
Yeah, you got it.
Chance here though for Julia Markle, sorry. Julia Markle to bury one on the button.
Yeah, something similar to the last 2 draws would be pretty good if you can get one back to the center line buried, and then it would be a double run.
Line is good. If they can just drag this a bit further, they'll drag it enough for shot, but maybe a quarter buried.
Just needed another foot of weight, and it would have been perfect. That where it is still decent, but it's probably about 2/3 poking out. So Allie McNutt should have a pretty easy go at it.
Okay, just board.
Okay, you got it.
This is max size, but watch the finish.
Yeah. You got it, Allie.
Allie McNutt with her final stone in the 8th end. Trying to pick out that red. And she will push it far back enough to lie 3, and that will leave Ontario with only one option, and that is to try and draw for their single.
Ontario almost got a little bit of luck there with the jam, but it was not to be, and it spills off to the back 12. So
Okay, you got it.
Nova Scotia sitting 3 for sure, maybe a 4th. This is a must make, or it could be handshakes.
Julia Marco in Ontario, last shot, 8th end, trying to draw for the 4, facing 4. They trail this game by 3.
No, it's got to take.
Do you need the tick or not? Yeah, then. Whoa, yep. Whoa.
And this one is going to
A little rub on the way by.
Work out.
No doubter.
Perfect. Right on the button. She gets her single. 7-5 Nova Scotia. We'll be back for the 9th end.
Here's to those who ask how. Like Kevin, who asked Janine from Home Hardware how to build a place to work. Or not work. Or Siobhan, who took Josh's advice and created a front yard worthy of this TV commercial. Or Eric and Sasha, who asked Julie how to reimagine their backyard so they could be more outdoorsy. Complete your next project with helpful advice from thousands of store owners and team members across Canada. Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
The sports landscape continues to change, and teams and facilities are under more pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. They need the right team to deliver their product. Look no further than IKS Live. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience across all platforms.
Welcome back to the women's final of the New Holland U21 Championships here at the Suncor Community Leisure Centre at McDonald Island Park in Fort McMurray. I'm Tyler Spitzer. I'm here with Brian Chick, and great communication there in the 8th end from Ontario, where they knew they needed a tick on that last draw. They got it. They get their single.
Line's really good.
They now trail 2 by 2 in the 9th end.
Line's good. That's it.
Yeah, Ontario just hanging around here. They're not letting themselves get out of it, and they've chipped away at this lead and looking to put a couple of steals together, probably.
A game that they trailed 4-0 early. As you say, they've hung around, and when you're able to hang around, you never know. Ontario gets their 2 center guards up.
They would have liked a little bit more curl out of that second one to try to get back up to the center line, but no real harm done. Nova Scotia will ignore it, and Grace McCusker is going to draw another one right into the top of the 8-foot.
just going sideways, but it ends up being just fine.
Do you want to hear more? Okay. I like it. Do you need to hear more?
Ontario really needing to lean on this to get it by, and I think they're just gonna tick off of it. But
still a pretty good result, though. They got the freeze. It is maybe a piece buried. The angle is not ideal. You could still get to the nose of that, but yeah, that little rub was just enough to change up the angle.
Nice throw.
Center line guard gone away, the high one.
I feel like we've seen this show before.
I think we did. Cat and mouse.
Okay. No, I don't mind this. You got it.
Sadie's rock right now.
Scotia Maltman.
Sadie. Whoa. Sadie. Whoa.
It's even with the red.
Sadie.
It's a little higher than the red.
Okay, whoa. Yeah, go, Sadie.
It's even with the red.
Whoa. Okay.
We'll split the center line.
Maybe not looking to get rid of both those reds.
To the berm like you can.
Not a great spot to leave that. If they knew it was that close, they probably could have swept it a little bit more and tried to create a bit of separation. Made the double more difficult. As it stands, there's a pretty makeable double peel here for Allison Umlauf.
Hard Grace. Really hard. Yep. Hard roll, Maria. Hard roll. Yep, hard.
Once again, Nova Scotia making the shots when they need them, getting rid of both Ontario guards.
That's a 2 here.
Ontario forced to continue to be patient and just keep trying. This one much higher.
Yeah, it's still in the way, though. It's still going to be a nuisance for Nova Scotia, so they don't want to take any chances. In our bronze medal game, Alberta steals another one. They are up 6-3 now, starting the ninth end. That's the Alberta 2 team, skipped by Grace Beaudry, with Claire Booth throwing last rocks.
Nova Scotia peels another guard. And Brian, we probably don't need to guess what they're going to do.
I'll give you 3 guesses, and you won't need the second or third. Just had a little look in on the sheet E game. Nicely placed by Evelyn Robert.
McNutt once again calls for the peel. And that was the break that maybe Ontario was waiting for.
That definitely changes things, and the yellows go, the red stays, and now there's a little glimmer of hope for that Ontario team, where is that they haven't gotten a lot of opportunities to really put the pressure on, but here's a good one.
As frustrating as it must have been for Ontario to continue to have to throw guards, they finally catch the break and have it pay off. Now it's up to them to make this count.
Just fighting top 4, yeah. Am I gonna close to 15?
Julia Marco with her first stone here in the ninth end.
Well, 15-1. T top 4. Top 4 now.
Didn't hide a bunch of it. There may be a double there.
And ideally, she would have got that one over just a touch more.
I'm surprised they weren't trying to carve it to get that little extra curl.
Like just here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not much.
However, it's looking way better for Ontario than it was a few shots ago.
Okay, Alex, right up to it. Okay, done.
Do you like this? Yeah, I do. Just a 9? Okay. It's like just off nose, pretty much.
So the double is there. It's not a easy double in the world of doubles, but it is there, and Nova Scotia is going to try to play it.
Even just like the top one here. Yeah, just want to make the roll and stick. Yeah.
Really brushing this one, but they're going to wreck on the top yellow.
Okay.
And now, Brian, if you are Ontario, you have a chance here to really put some heat on Nova Scotia.
That might be our best bet. Because we guard that or give it up.
I like the tap.
I do too.
You try to put one on the top of the button, leave your shooter right there. Allie has to decide whether she wants to take on a double or a triple, or just try to draw the side of the button.
So you do, it's like here. Okay. Back 4?
Sure.
Okay. That 14-5?
Yep. Even high 14.
Yeah, you said 14-5.
Okay. You got it.
Julia Marco with her last stone in the ninth end.
Roll down. And inside. Yeah.
With a chance to really put Nova Scotia in a bind if she can make this one. This one is curling. And it is curling a lot.
Call the audible, let it curl past and come off the other one. It does the trick.
They're lying 3. It wasn't what they were calling, but They have
It's right on the nose.
Yeah.
I think this
3
is more
stones,
Okay.
all in the top
No.
8.
Yeah.
Do you like 10 or 9?
I think 9.
I like a 9.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it Allie. Right up to the rim here. Take your time.
Allie McNutt here can get to the nose. She should be able to score her 1.
Okay, 9? Yeah. If it over curls, it's okay. We can roll in. Okay.
The draw here would be too risky if she were ever to come up light or heavy, so they will play the hit. Last stone, 9th end. Nova Scotia looking for the hit and stick or a little inside roll to get 1. How good is that? Yet again, Allie McNutt with a shot when she needs it. They will score 1. And that'll put them up 3 with 1 end left in this U21 Women's Championships, the New Holland U21 Championships. We'll be back for the final end.
When I think New Holland, the first word that would come to my mind, I would think success. I think without it, for me, the success isn't there.
Whenever you deal with somebody so long and they take care of you, you remember that.
New Holland builds products that will continue to evolve and make the farmer more efficient, that can produce food for the world.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to the New Holland Canadian U21 Curling Championships Women's Final. 8-5 Nova Scotia leading Ontario. Allie McNutt with another great shot in that 9th end to score her 1. It's been a theme this week. Allie McNutt and this Nova Scotia team making all the shots when they need them. And as such, they have a 3-point lead with 1 end to play.
Line's tight. Get hard.
And they will
Line's good. Line's good.
be doing a lot of hitting on red rocks here in a couple shots.
Whoa, then. Whoa.
Good bait. It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a great shot there from Allie McNutt to secure her single in the 8th end. Or 9th end, rather. Like shooting against 3, chose to take on the double and executed to perfection. So a 3-point lead going into the 10th. Ontario with Hammer has some work to do.
Yep.
She has been great when needed. So Ontario needing to score 3 here in this 10th end. If they're going to keep this game going, they're going to call a coach interaction to discuss.
Keep talking. Thank you. Yeah, that's a peel. Yeah.
Not bored.
Like back line.
Yeah, just push it back forward to the corner.
Think there should be close.
Okay. What do we do?
Nova Scotia or Ontario
Just back line, push there, behind the
just wants to play backline late. You need to get some of these Yellowstones behind the tee, but you don't want them out of the house. You're going to need backing if you're going to score 3 later in this end. This one's going to over curl and
Okay, that's fine. That's pretty good.
13-6, just tight.
Yeah, what? Wait, was pretty good then.
Hair down.
That's it. It was like back peeling with
Allie McNutt debating whether
I don't hate the peel.
Yeah.
you rip the guard or you get rid of that stone at the top. They are going to peel the guard.
She can three-star back yellow, yeah?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Maria Fitzgerald there. And they're electing to peel the other guard.
Clean, yep.
Yep.
Yep, hard.
Yep.
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 Hard race.
Watch the roller. Watch it. Okay.
Well done. Get rid of the guard. Get rid of your own shooter.
Yeah, they thought it was like straight up the tight one.
Copy. So it looked like a lot of ice. Or am I just like...
They come in pretty hard here.
That's true, that's true.
You got it, Coach.
Okay, just top 8 here. Yep.
Top 12. Yes, line.
Mine's fine. Just you guys.
Line's good. It's hanging. Whoa.
Once again, Ontario will try to just tap this yellow one back.
Top 4.
Curl. Just a tiny bump. No. It's good.
Sit there. Now Allie McNutt will call to try to peel off that top red stone without jamming on her yellow that is behind it. Once again, peel it. No issues.
Just got to keep making those reds go away, and a couple more. It'll be
But just know.
about out of luck for Ontario, but they still have some hope. They can pile a few more on the pack here.
A numbers game here, but Nova Scotia have been so good at peeling guards and shots in the top 12.
On that side, yeah. It feels like still better than last time. Okay. You got it. Top 8? Yeah, you got it up. Top 4! Hey, woo! Top 4. Top 8, top 4. Top 4. T.
Sadie's rock.
Back 4. Back 4.
Yep, Sadie.
Back 4.
Sadie.
To the other side.
Sadie.
T back 4.
Ooh, yep, Sadie. Hard for nose.
Trying to line these up, but they will angle them in such a way that Allie McNutt can.
That's not ideal.
Might be able to throw some heat at this and potentially get them both.
You look like you're going to say something. Yeah, there's a hole there. Oh, yeah. Okay, you just threw it too heavy. Can we get both?
I don't think so. But like if we hit here, this one's gonna spin up. But I think this one's it's gonna jam in
the big thing is getting this one out, and even if we unlock them, like we have to unlock them,
that's
right?
pretty good. Like here with peel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
So they don't think they can get them both, but
going all day. It's just the back one.
they would gladly take one.
If we cut those reds, it's great as long as we unlock the reds.
Go like you can.
Yeah.
Peel up the room. You got it.
Maria Fitzgerald with her last stone here in the 10th. Looking to get rid of one of those red rocks at least.
Yep. Hard.
That was a mistake. And that will give Ontario
Not better, is it?
a glimmer of hope here in the 10th. They need to score 3.
It has to just be nose though.
Yeah.
You just threw it. It's whatever you like. You just threw this one, or you do here.
I think that one might. Whatever you want. I don't mind this. Okay.
Oh, Brian, they had a chance to maybe put the nail in the coffin there, but they've instead left a slight crack in the door.
Yeah, I do. I think it's max. I think it's max, but I don't hate the max. Yeah, I don't hate the max either. Okay. Did you say they're the same? Sorry. Similar. Yeah, maybe a bit less, but same.
All right. I got it.
I think we're close.
Where?
T.
Line's good.
T.
Sadie's
right. Top 4. T.
Ontario third, Evelyn Robert.
T back 4.
Whoa, Scotia.
T.
Line's good. Whoa.
We're T.
Just here.
Super hard.
Whoa.
We're there.
By itself.
We're there.
By itself.
Just want to come to a stop, and it will. Well placed.
Nose is okay.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
Nose this. Watch out to turn.
We don't have a lot of time.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hear them say they don't have a lot of time. They have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
You may be able to crouch, and then you'll have a double on your last one, right?
Okay. 10?
Yeah. There. Okay. Just nose.
Yeah, Allie.
Good then. Yep.
Allie McNutt with her first shot in the 10th end.
Queen. 10. Whoa, whoa.
Wants to
Girl. Hard grease.
hit and get a inside flop. She will flop away.
This is really tricky.
If we nose it and then they nose it, we have to fin
Yeah.
to go under it.
Okay. So just this.
Or I'm thinking what else we know.
Not a bad result there for Ontario.
We might be able to do that.
Or Nova Scotia, sorry.
I think just nose.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
10?
Sure. Just have to start with it. You got it, Julia.
Yeah.
I think we have to. With your second shot. Yeah, I know. You roll.
Just 10.
Okay. Really good.
Just nose.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Should run nice too. Even a
You'll still be
little
able to upload the full replay, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Solid 10 here and 9.5 maybe.
Great, thanks.
10.
Julia Markle. This one is taking off on them a lot, and they are not going to stick around.
That's okay. 9-6. Good, sweet still.
It's not over yet, though. There's no easy way to get the Reds out of there unless you can maybe make the intern soft weight hit.
You could guard.
You guys?
Or you
Guard or
can,
freeze?
or you can draw into freeze.
I'm seeing the freeze. I don't mind either.
I don't mind either.
I'm seeing the freeze because if we don't make the guard's harder to make perfect.
It is. It's swinging. She can probably.
I kind of like the guard. I feel more
What do you
confident
like?
about the guard.
yeah.
I've never thrown.
Okay,
there
I
yet.
like the guard. Allie, you've played a lot. Make sure it's nice and tight.
Probably tight. I think you gotta.
You got it, Allie.
You want to film this side before you cover this side.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on, Allie.
Maybe middle. Middle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, tight 3.
So Allie McNutt here in her last shot in the 10th.
Yeah, like a 16.
Okay.
I believe. Trying to freeze down to the red rock.
All there. All there. 2. Mine's good. 2. Little tight. Hard line.
2 is just a guard, so I'm trying to make that
Over and off.
difficult to remove the yellow on the button.
I thought they had discussed the freeze. They did not. They are just trying to guard that.
Hard grease. Hard. Oh.
That's great, Allie.
Well done. And that will leave Ontario looking at an angle run back. That would score them their 3, and that would get them an extra end. It's certainly not an easy shot, but it is there. Julia Markle looking to force an extra end. She needs an angle raise.
Push it out, push it out.
And she is not going to get it. And with that, Nova Scotia, the dominant team all week, and they will cap it off as your U21 New Holland U21 champions, Allie McNutt and Nova Scotia.
Grace McCusker, Allison Umla, Maria Fitzgerald, Allie McNutt, national champions. And like you said, probably the best team all week and well-deserved championship.
There was never a doubt this week as to who the best team was. It was this Nova Scotia 1 team. They go through the week undefeated. Clearly the best team here. They were the best team today, and they are absolutely deserving of this title of national champion and the opportunity to wear the red and white maple leaf and represent Canada. And what an honor that will be for these 4 young ladies.
Thanks to everybody who tuned in this week. And thanks for everybody in Fort McMurray putting on a fantastic event. That wraps it up for Curling Canada Plus this season. We'll join you again next year, and we'll see you on the other side. So have a good summer, folks. We'll see you in the fall.